green, with a green screen. I remember you see him in those old Mac computers thing. I remember you see him in those Mac
Like
computers.
green, like command line tech. Like green, like command line tech. I don't remember. I don't remember that. Command line tech. I don't remember. I don't remember that. Command line tech. I don't remember that. Got
You
something going.
got one heck of echo going there, Alex. Mute something.
Not Alex, it's Greg.
Oh,
I fixed it.
But anyways, that's what I
Live
go
from the
back
Tony
to
Wallow
that, and I used
Studios,
to use
it's the
Mac,
Ken Stout
and I've
Live Show,
used also
featuring the Zoom
basically
homies,
since I
produced by
graduated from high
LK
school.
Productions.
I've used any kind of Linux distro and everything. So, as you said, Jim, I definitely agree with you. Anything, it's a tool.
At least using my phone, I can't.
yeah, exactly. It's a tool, you know, and me and you relate to that to each other as photographers. It's a tool. A lot of other photographers use Apple. I use Windows. Doug has used Apple. I've kind of noticed his Apple computer's not on his desk no more. So he must have stuck that up in his bedroom or in a different location. I don't know.
That's the one thing I can honestly say I have never
Oh,
been.
YouTube started. I didn't even know that. Me and Jose's been talking for a while.
Hi, YouTube.
Hey,
Well, I
Yes,
shouldn't
John.
say never. My high school had one, and I think I used it one time, and that was
I'll be
it.
back.
yeah, Apple's got some cool stuff. I'm just not a fan of it.
I just can't justify the spending over $1,000 for a computer that I can't upgrade. That's locked into whatever I buy with it.
Yeah,
Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
Um. So yeah, the one good thing, if there's one good thing about using my phone for Zoom, it's I can't be accused of having echo on using my phone. Because
I'm,
on my phone I can't do YouTube and Zoom at the same time. I can only be on Zoom.
I noticed that last Wednesday night when I was helping out Stefani with something. Jim's taking the dog out.
But I still want my internet back, but it don't look like I'm gonna get it. This guy that came to our house and signed us up again for internet yesterday. I got his number, and so when I need something, I just text him or call him. And there's nothing he can do to like make it any sooner date. The soonest they can get to me is Valentine's Day.
Well, if I was in your situation, I wouldn't even worry about it. I wouldn't even. I'm not even gonna hurry unless I really need something important through the internet.
Now, if I really need something and it's really like life threatening important, I've got my I have to I have to I can we can drive 30 minutes down the road to my grandma's because her internet works.
Well, something about me and Jose was talking about. When I first moved to California in 2004, and yes, I've been involved with computers since way back in the day. Technology just went right past my head, even though I worked on one of their first Commodore PET computers and this and that and the other, and I worked on some of those computers, that had the flight simulators and this and that and the other. It was like,
Well,
I
my
get,
problem
I got, I, let me finish. I get here and like I move from the East Coast to here, and my old school way of doing things. Nope. No, you gotta email your resumes to. I was like, huh? I don't even have an email address. Are you kidding me? So what me and Jose was talking about earlier is like, yeah, I'll go down to the local library and they give you 30 minutes time on the computer. I create my own email account. I've only worked in 2 places in Fresno and I'm still at this one now. Kind of cool.
So yeah, most places that you apply to, I apply through Indeed, and they don't even ask for, they want you to apply through Indeed or these job sites. Now on occasion I'll find some job either on their website or on Indeed that it will say email your resume directly to so and so, the IT director,
Yeah.
customer service, but more times than not,
You
it's
know what
all
really bugs the crap out of me?
what.
Email me this, email me that, email you that, blah, blah, blah. But the biggest thing that really gets me, I come unglued sometimes. Everybody is doing this temp service crap. I don't like that. We didn't have that back in the day. I like being hired on full time right on the spot. No, they do this temp crap now. Oh, we're going to try you out. And they do that for 90 days. What
Oh,
really gets me, they're paying these temp companies twice the pay of what you're expecting. And then when you get hired on, that company drops off, you're still getting the same freaking pay.
I wish I could have somebody. I wish I could have some company try me out for 90 days. I wish they could. I wish they could try me out because I'm having. Because
I don't know how things are now. I haven't applied for a job since 2004, so it's probably totally different.
it don't work like that. Because I went for one job interview. I went for one job interview and flat out asked the person if they could if they would allow me to come and do volunteer or basically try me out for free for a week or two, and they said no.
Huh. It's like with our company right now, we got interns coming in there, 16-year-olds, and they're in a that's a cool thing we have here in Fresno. It's C-Tech. I believe the name is the high school. I don't know. I haven't even Googled it. They've been on local news. I think I've shared it on Facebook. That's kind of cool. These guys come in, 16-year-olds. Damn, these kids are smart. Wow. That's something else I'm not used to. We didn't have that back when I was 16. Uh, y- Yeah, I feel your frustration, Alex. You're trying to get a job, but also I'm seeing all this technology is just really just going over our heads. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, but
You
also
know, what if I want to leave my company and go somewhere else? I gotta put up with the same crap. Doug was joking today this morning. I don't know why his stream died like at 3 minutes. An hour later, you can see the whole thing. Did anybody see that today?
I didn't.
I was watching
Okay.
some of it.
I don't know, it just cut off. But anyway, back to this job thing. I don't get it.
I tell you what, my problem is. My problem is they're looking for some. I find a job. They're looking for somebody in IT. I apply for it, and my problem is because of my disability, I can't drive and I can't climb stairs and I can't run cables and I can't do this. and I can't do that. They won't hire me just for my knowledge or my ability to do things in software more than hardware. They need somebody to be able to climb stairs and run cables and do this and go here, go there at drop of a hat, 5 minutes notice.
True. I understand your frustration. Yeah, that Play movie's a pretty good movie. Yeah, I watched it the other night. I'm looking at chat also.
I don't have no doubt that if I was not disabled, I would already have a job a long time ago.
But don't beat yourself up about it. I've seen people come in and they're in the same situation you are and they're badass. You just gotta keep plugging at it and get to it. I asked some of these guys, how did you get to where you? Well, it was difficult.
But also, because I am without internet, especially for a remote job right now, I'm kind of in a holding pattern. I don't even want to apply for jobs right now, especially remote, because if I apply for it and they want to hire me before I get my internet back, that won't work.
Somebody's it's Greg. Where's Ken?
Oh,
Where's our host?
I'm here.
Okay, you just here. You just listening.
Taking notes, Tim. Taking notes.
I don't blame you one bit.
So, Alex, you said something a while ago that you have Mr. Waco's number. Have you talked to him since he came to the house?
I texted him today, as a matter of fact, because I got a repeat of that same email that I forwarded you yesterday. I got that same email, or what seemed to be that same email again today, and it still had that router rental fee on it. And I texted him and I told him I don't need it. He said, I put the request in. I just put the request in for it to be taken off.
So the answer is no. You haven't actually physically talked to him then.
No.
What the heck?
What the heck? What, Tim?
I don't understand why they're. I just don't understand what they're doing with Alex.
Yeah, it's a small town. Number one, there's only one internet provider. Number two, they have a monopoly on it. Number three, and they really don't care. Number four, so they're going to drag their feet. And 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 is Alex won't call him and say anything. He won't call and complain. He's content getting his internet on the 14th.
I tried today and it didn't work. I didn't get nowhere.
No, you called the corporate office today. You didn't call Mr. Waco and do what I told you to do. You should call Waco and get a number from him. But here's the deal. We are not talking about the internet no more tonight. We're done. On the 14th, you can say, hey, everybody, I got my internet back. Here's my speed. And that'll be
Let's talk about Valentine's Day and how I can make 2 hard drives marry each other.
Yeah, good luck with that.
What's called a NAS RAID 2?
That's the second time tonight I've heard someone discuss NAS.
I'm being stupid, by the way, but it is a good joke. I guess you didn't get it.
Or if you have a need for a NAS, I can understand why you'd want one. But if you really don't have a need for a NAS, like
TMID drives were married because you had the master and slave, and that the man being the master, woman being slave.
Oh, we're talking some Georgia.
That way it sounds. I mean, it's just.
Ooh. Okay, Chris, I agree with you. We're talking some good old Georgia boy
I
stuff
don't mean
here.
the way it sounds.
Mirror Drives is called Raid 1. Wintermute says, wow. I'm
Raid
not sure
2.
what he's wowing about, but he says, wow.
You guys are funny. Anyway, I'm just being stupid, trying to have a good time.
I'm looking through my Canadian coins real quick.
Maybe I should say the woman could be the master and the man could be the slave.
Yeah, you can do that. And if one of the hard drives fail, it'll let you know and or email you while it's beeping and annoying the crap out of you in your house. You pull it out and stick a new one in there and you click on a button, say repair. You don't lose your data.
But that didn't just apply to hard drives back in the day, did it, Chris? That applied to, you could have the master could be the hard drive and the slave could be the CD drive.
Well,
Usually they're on different. Usually they're on different. What you call it?
it depends on what you're trying to do. I have a raid. I have a raid too.
I'd keep it on the. They're on different. I guess it was called channels. I don't know. What was it called back then? IDE
No
one.
idea.
I don't even know what you're talking about, Chris.
When you had two, some people had two CD-ROM, or they had a DVD or a CD-ROM, and then they had a CD writer. They had two different drives, optical drives.
I'm talking about a network assist. I'm talking about a network attached storage.
Okay.
That's
You've
totally different.
It also got
asking something about the CD drive.
No,
Being on the same cable.
Oh, excuse me.
well,
there's also something called a storage attached network, but that's something completely different from a NAS.
true.
I really haven't looked. I really haven't looked that much into what an SAN is. It sounds like something that
Jim's shaking his head.
Forgot my glasses. I can't see nothing. I'll be right back.
The file is 0 bytes, so it will not be attached. How in the hell can a file be that I'm looking right at, an image file, be 0 bytes?
Huh?
I just took a picture of something. I'm trying to drag it over into an email, and it says the file is 0 bytes.
The town I grew up in today hit their 70th anniversary. The news channel, WSET TV channel 13. And they put a photo gallery up there, out there on the internet. Actually on Facebook, a link to it. And I went through that stuff while I was at work. And I saw this guy working in the master control room way back in the 80s. And this was a friend of our family. And he had this crazy computer way before Commodore PET computers and all this stuff. And I learned how to do the flight simulator on that stuff. And he took care of all the communications, all the electronics in that place back in the day. The guy's dead, by the way. And I seen that picture today. I tripped out.
Be right back.
There's a weatherman that's on CBS station out of Macon. There's pictures of him back in the day. He was on a radio. He was a radio station DJ, and he was just moving one hand to the other, just doing. That was back when they played on with the CDs and records and all.
now all the radio stations probably use MP3s.
A lot of radio stations, believe it or not, are automated. I mean, they come off a satellite or they come through the internet.
Like a lot of our stations around here are part of, the iHeartRadio thing.
Yep, that's what I mean.
Are those automated, or do they have? Is there actually a radio studio?
There's probably a studio because they do have some local airtime, but a lot of it comes either through the internet, and they probably have a satellite. They got a satellite for backup.
Because a lot of the stations here, like the country station that I listen to, they, I assume they talk in real time. They have people calling in and stuff like that.
Well, that's probably local then.
And so I would assume that radio station they're part of the iHeartRadio thing, so they're online and all that. But I assume they have a local radio station in Little Rock somewhere.
We got a local station that's it's not by any of the big companies. It's actually locally owned, and it's I don't know what exactly, if they got the music local, if they come off satellite.
There's actually a radio station here in Sheridan. It's part of the AFR, American Family Radio.
No, we got that too. It's low power though. It only goes out about. It don't even come down to my house. It can't hardly pick it up.
Is there any radio stations that any of y'all know of that covers the whole state of where they're based out of? Like, is there a radio station that covers the whole state of Georgia or the whole state of California?
I doubt it.
Not from a single site. That's not possible.
It might be if it was AM, if it was a small state.
I live in Delaware, which is just about the smallest state except for Rhode Island. And I can tell you that the radio station, in fact, one of the radio stations, what is that noise?
That's Jose trying to get his audio to work, I think.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. The radio station, which I live maybe a half a mile from, and I can see the towers if I step out my front door, is pretty much at the state line in northern Delaware. Once you get to roughly about the middle of the state, near the state capital, which is Dover, it's almost gone. So, and I live in one of the smallest states that there is. It's not possible to cover an entire state from only one transmitter site.
Yeah.
But if you have multiple transmitters, or maybe two, maybe just two or three in your case, GMA, it would be
To cover reliably, it would probably take 3 transmitter sites. To cover it mostly, 2 should be sufficient.
How big of an area are you talking about?
Well, the state is roughly 100 miles long. It's not that wide, but it's roughly about 100 miles, 110 miles long.
I'm doing some math. I'm here. I didn't get what got to the conversation about talking about radio coverage. I had talked to Lauren about something, so I took my headphones off. And apparently, I've killed the chat. Don't stop talking on my account. Or you can. I don't care.
What is in like what is famous tourist attractions in Rhode Island? I thought that was close to where the Statue of Liberty is.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. No, New York. Sorry. I was saying Liberty Bell.
That's Staten Island.
In the harbor.
Statue of Liberty has basically its own island for the most part, which is off Manhattan, if memory serves correctly.
Yeah.
Never been there. Probably never will go there.
I was there at some point in my childhood, I think. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I was there at some point in my childhood.
That sounded like a yeah to convince yourself, not convince us.
What do you think what do you think
Well, Ken, let's put it this way. My school years were not very pleasant. Okay, so I've done the best that I can to try and block a lot of it.
I understand.
So
I've been in New York. I'm trying to find the Hard Rock Cafe.
I know that I've been to New York as a child. It was one of those school trips, I think, of some sort. I could not tell you the year that it was. I couldn't tell you much about it, but I'm fairly sure that we did something with Statue of Liberty.
you had special, Jim? I went on plenty of school field trips, plenty of school trips, but we never ever went out of state to the best of my memory.
No, I vaguely remember the trip, and
You're a lot closer there than I am.
Alex is really going to be disappointed when I tell him what my senior class trip was like, going from Indiana to Orlando, Florida, Walt Disney World, and what is it, Cape Canaveral, I believe, and then a day on the beach.
I've never been there. I've been to Disney World. I was there as a kid, probably my mid-teens, I think. Mom took us and took the kids down. I did go again. I want to say almost a decade ago, and honestly, most of what I remember hasn't changed.
Yeah, it was our senior class trip. That was so cool.
I went 20 years ago next month. It'll be exactly 20 years ago next month.
To where? School?
Disney World.
Oh, Disney World.
As my Make-A-Wish trip, so it was completely paid for, completely free, and we wouldn't go these days because it costs way too much money and all that. So, although it is, now that I've got nephews, it is kind of always been in the back of my head. I wish my nephews could go just because it's something I did when I was their age. But it'll probably never happen. Or I know it will never happen unless Disney changes quite a bit of things they're doing.
Like lower the prices?
That. And a few other things I don't want to go into on the stream.
Roger, you have permission to take off on runway left.
Yes, it sounds like it's coming from the cockpit of an airline.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like. Yeah.
Oh wait, you're landing. I'm sorry. You have permission to land on the left-right runway. Over.
But now I
Over.
just go to the Ark and do that in Kentucky.
Roger. Huh?
Over, over.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Yeah, I'm your last hope. Stop calling me Shirley. Good old comedy at its best. Wintermute dropped the link for the 12 Best things to do in Rhode Island. 12 essential Rhode Island attractions. Number
I live in
one.
Delaware. Trust me, there's no major attractions in this state.
Number one says stay away from Rhode Island. Well, that's all I need to know. You have a zoo in Providence? It's a massive 427-acre park zoo. Couple camels.
We should, I haven't heard anything else recently, but we should be having our 10th of a year high school reunion sometime around August. I probably won't go.
Speed test won't get you there. Not fast
Depends
enough.
on-
I mean,
Depends on where they have it and what everybody's planning on. Now, if they all want to meet up at somebody's house and it's not accessible and they're going to all be drinking and all that, probably not. But if I could talk them into meeting somewhere like a community center or something like that. If they don't want to meet here in town, locally somewhere.
so Chris, you sent a message that you dropped a little man. What was that, like trying to check out Google Maps, or what were you doing? Is Chris with us?
He's laughing, I think.
Are you check, Chris?
I can't go into details on that. Oh, only on YouTube.
I can't go into details on that.
That sounds like you, Ken. I cannot confirm or deny.
Yeah. That is very true. Very true. 11 o'clock already. Wow, a half hour flew by.
Oh, Ken, I wanna, while I'm thinking about it, I wanna know that something unrelated, completely unrelated to my internet. You know that video I made for you a while back? A message for Ken about my Zoom flickering when I had that issue when you were screen sharing.
For purposes of this conversation, sure.
That video, it was a live video. That video now has over 7,000 views.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I think you'll find it's going to reduce in the next couple of days because I believe YouTube was having major issues today. As you know.
And it's gotten, and according to YouTube right now, my channel, that one particular video in question has gotten like 5,000 views in it says my channel has gotten over 5,000 views in the last 28 days.
That's possible.
That can't be accurate.
Why
but
can't
it does say that. But it does say that one particular video has gotten like 4.9K views in the past 28 days. I find that really crazy. But you say it may drastically reduce.
It's a possibility. I know YouTube was having issues today. Long Dog mentioned it. You sent me a message about it. I was having issues. I mean, if it is, that's cool. If it's not, I mean, you know.
It's gotten, that video has also gotten about 35 comments on it. So 35 comments, 7,000 views, and it's a 3 or 4 minute video from a year ago.
Upload
I got 8,000.
Go ahead.
I got 8,437 views on my napping video.
Was it uploaded or live?
Uploaded.
No, I was asking Alex. I know yours is uploaded.
Mine, that was live, and I also have 84 subscribers. So I gained, last time I looked at it, I think it was like 72, 73. So I gained at least 10 subscribers, and probably also because of that one video.
You want to eat chicken? You want to make chicken?
Yes, that'd be fine.
I just don't know how that could be possible. But then again, my preacher has made 2 or 3 videos on how to make biscuits, and those videos have literally gotten 2 and 3 million views.
I haven't looked on mine to see lately what's the most watched video.
I couldn't
It's
believe
gonna
it
be
when I
something stupid like putting for 10 seconds.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I saw that. 7,000 views for
You were on your phone, right?
yeah.
What's the video titled?
A message for Ken, Zoom screen flickering or something like that.
Okay, I'll keep looking.
You should be able to filter it by live videos.
I am on live videos and haven't come across it yet. I'm of a prank call test streamed 1 year ago. Testing Zoom with OBS virtual camera. Here we go. Testing Zoom and live with Ken for technical support. Is that it?
That's not it.
All right. Well, that's close. Well, I'm at the very end and I didn't see anything that had over 100 views. So
go to my live, go to my channel, click on live, and then hit popular, and it should be the first. Possible fix for my screen flickering in Zoom. Message for Ken as the video.
So if I go to live and go to all your videos, why doesn't it show up?
If you go to live,
Stop. My question was, I must speak in a foreign language when I ask these very simple questions. My question was, when I go to live, why doesn't it show up? Anybody can answer that. It doesn't have to be Alex.
A year ago, you have to hit live and then hit popular so
Night,
it shows
everybody.
up.